Hey guys, so I get a lot of questions, private messages, and stuff like that from people, and they have questions, and we try to tackle the hard questions. And one of those questions in the past has been, how do you reconcile um, Genesis in the Bible with science, right? And I don't only receive that question from atheist friends and agnostic friends. I receive that also from Christian friends who wrestle with it. So I thought we'd read a little bit today. Genesis 2 says, Heaven and earth were finished down to the last detail, and by the seventh day God had finished his work. On the seventh day he rested from all his work. God blessed the seventh day. He made it a holy day because on that day he rested from all his work. All the creating God had done. This is the story of how it all started, of heaven and earth when they were created. And so several points here. All right. First of all, this is my opinion. The Bible's creation story is theological. It's not scientific. So Genesis wasn't written to answer how old is the earth. It was written to answer who created us and why does our life matter? In the ancient world, people told creation stories to explain who God is, who we are, what our purpose is, and how we relate to creation and to each other. And Genesis is really doing exactly that. It's poetry, liturgy, and theology. It is not a lab report. So, 2, the Hebrew word day, spelled Y-O-M, has multiple meanings in the Bible. It's translated that in Hebrew, that word translated as day can mean a 24-hour period. It can mean a long period of time. It can mean an era. It can mean an age. It can mean a season. Even in the Bible itself, the word translated as day is used metaphorically. So in the day of the Lord, for instance, right? So the 6 days of creation, they do not have to be literal 24-hour periods. They can represent 6 movements or 6 stages or 6 scenes in sacred storytelling. 3, many Christian traditions, they embrace both Genesis and science, including the United Methodist Church, which I'm a part of, which teaches that science is a gift, that Scripture reveals spiritual truth, and that there is no contradiction between scientific discovery and faith. Most mainline Christian theologians interpret Genesis 1 and 2 as a theological proclamation of God's creative love, not a scientific timeline. And this allows for Christians to fully affirm that the earth is 4.54 billion years old, give or take 50 million years. That God is the creator of everything, and that Genesis is holy truth, not literal history. My 4th point, Genesis speaks to meaning, not mechanics. The point of Genesis isn't, here's the exact age of the earth. The point is, God creates with intention, creation is good, humans carry God's image, rest is holy, and we are made for community, stewardship, and love. These truths do not depend on the earth being young. My 5th point, the poetic structure actually hints at symbolism. So Genesis 1, if you read it, is written like a hymn. Days 1 through 3, God forms. Days 4 through 6, God fills what was formed. And day 7, God rests. It's patterned, it's rhythmic, it's ordered. More like liturgy than chronology. So in other words, it's designed to be proclaimed, not measured. My last point, faith and science can work hand in hand. I think you can hold and should hold both. The wonder of a 4.54 billion year old universe and the truth of a creator whose love shaped it without contradiction. In fact, many believers find that understanding the age of the earth only deepens their awe. Billions of years of unfolding beauty? Billions of years of God's creative breath? That's incredible. So I hope that answers some questions, or at least helps you kind of move in a direction and help you reconcile some things that you've been struggling with. And keep asking questions, and I'll keep having conversations. Hope you guys have a great day.